Hey, English learners! Welcome back to the Open Mind Studio, your cozy place to learn everyday English through real life conversations and useful vocabulary. I'm Alex.
And I'm Emma.
Emma, can I ask you something?
Of course. Although your questions always make me stop and think.
Good. So, you send someone a completely normal message. Nothing strange in it, just a normal, ordinary message. And then you spend the next 2 hours reading it back, wondering if it sounded cold, wondering if the full stop at the end made you seem angry.
Alex, are you following me around?
So that's a yes. And I'd like the details, please.
That is an enormous yes. I once sent the word okay and then genuinely worried about it until I fell asleep because okay felt cold. But okay felt too excited and okay felt lazy. So I lay there at midnight, thinking about a word with 2 letters in it.
And here's what I find strange about that. You weren't solving anything. You'd already sent it. The thinking was completely useless, and you did it anyway. For hours.
That is the entire disease. And it has a name. I was overthinking.
Overthinking, meaning you think about something far too much, long after it's actually useful?
Exactly that. To overthink is to keep thinking about something over and over, long past the point where the thinking helps you. Normal thinking gives you an answer. Overthinking just keeps going. It goes round and it never lands anywhere.
So it looks like being careful. It feels like being careful. But it isn't, is it? Because being careful ends with a decision, and this never ends with anything at all.
It never ends with anything at all. That's the cruel part. You feel like you're working very hard. You feel productive almost. Your brain is busy, you're tired afterwards, but nothing has moved. Nothing has actually changed.
So what does it actually feel like from the inside? Because I honestly don't have this.
It feels like you're stuck in your head. Everything is happening in there, and nothing is happening out here. Stuck in your head, is that the right phrase? Trapped inside your own thoughts?
That's exactly the phrase. When you're stuck in your head, you're living inside your thoughts instead of your life. You're replaying a conversation from 3 days ago, you're rehearsing one that will probably never happen, and meanwhile, the actual day is just passing you by. And I think that's the part people don't see. Everybody talks about overthinking as though it's a small, harmless habit. But if it's stealing whole evenings, that isn't small.
It's not small at all. And I want to tell you what it actually cost me once. But not yet. You have to see how it works first, or the story won't land.
All right, so how does it work?
It always starts with a tiny question, something completely ordinary. Did I sound rude in that email? And that's a normal question. Anybody might ask it once and then move on with their evening.
But you don't move on. You ask it again.
I ask it again. And then a second question arrives. And if I did sound rude, what will they think of me? And that's the door. Once you walk through that door, the questions never stop coming. Each one is bigger than the one before it.
Bigger and further from anything real. Because now you're not thinking about an email anymore, are you? You're thinking about what somebody thinks of you as a person.
And then about whether they've always thought that, and whether everybody does. All from one email that they probably read in 4 seconds and forgot about immediately.
So the thoughts get bigger and the actual thing gets smaller until they're barely connected at all.
And that's the moment I go straight to the worst case scenario. Every time, without fail.
Worst case scenario. That's the very worst thing that could possibly happen?
Right, that's the one. The worst case scenario is the absolute worst way something could go. And my brain doesn't visit it, it lives there. Somebody doesn't reply to my message, and within about 90 seconds, I have decided they hate me, our friendship is over, and I should probably move to another country.
Rather than their phone was in their bag.
Their phone was in their bag. It is always, always that. And I know it's always that. But knowing it does not stop the film from playing.
And then there's the second guessing, which I think is the really expensive part.
Second guessing. That's when you doubt a decision you've already made.
Precisely. To second guess yourself means you make a choice, and then you immediately go back and question it. Not once, again and again. And here's the trap. You don't only do it afterwards, you start doing it before, so you can never make the choice at all.
And that's the thing that actually costs you something. Not the worrying, the not doing.
Okay, now tell me the story.
So, there was a friend, a really good one, from years ago, and we drifted apart. Not because of an argument, nothing dramatic, just life. Months went by, and then years.
That happens to everyone. It's nobody's fault, and it's very hard to undo.
It is, and I thought about her constantly. So one evening I sat down and I wrote her a message. Just a warm, simple message. I've been thinking about you. I miss you. Can we catch up? And I read it back. And I thought, that's too much.
Too much. After years of silence, a warm message felt like too much.
That is exactly what I told myself. So I made it shorter. And then the short one felt cold, so I added something warm. And then the warm one felt strange because we hadn't spoken in years. So I deleted it and started again.
How long did this go on for?
3 weeks, Alex. 3 whole weeks.
3 weeks. For a message.
For a message that would have taken 11 seconds to read. I rewrote it maybe 40 times. I saved drafts. I wrote one at 2 in the morning that I thought was perfect, and then read it in the daylight and was horrified.
And what did you finally send?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I never sent it. Because I second-guessed every single version. And after 3 weeks, I told myself the moment had passed, and it would be strange now, and she probably didn't want to hear from me anyway. Which was the worst-case scenario talking, obviously. But by then, I couldn't tell the difference.
And then what happened?
And then, a few months later, I found out from someone else that she'd been going through something genuinely hard that year. A very hard year. And she had said to this other person that she'd been surprised how few people reached out.
Oh, Emma.
I had the message written. It was sitting there. It had been sitting there for weeks. And she was waiting for somebody to send exactly that message. And I didn't send it. because I was trying to get the wording right.
So that's the real cost of overthinking. It isn't that you make a bad decision.
It's that nothing happens at all. That's the whole thing. And I wish somebody had told me years ago. Overthinking isn't careful. It's just a very convincing way of not doing something. And a slightly awkward message that actually arrives beats a perfect message that never gets sent.
And I have the opposite problem, obviously.
Oh, I know you do. You have never overthought anything in your life.
Not once. I don't think at all. I just send it. And occasionally, that goes badly because I have no filter whatsoever. Sam once got a message from me that just said, "No, that won't work." And he had to call me to ask whether I was angry with him.
And were you angry?
Not even slightly. I was in an excellent mood that day. That is simply how I type. So, you spend 3 weeks writing 11 seconds, and I set fire to a friendship in 4 words. And the sweet spot, as always, is somewhere in the middle. Think, but then actually send it.
Think, but then send it. So, what do we actually do? Because just stop overthinking is completely useless advice.
Useless. So, small, real things. The first one I use constantly. Give the decision a time limit, 10 minutes. And when the 10 minutes are up, you choose and you move.
And the choice doesn't have to be right, it just has to be made. Because a made decision, even an imperfect one, ends the loop. And ending the loop is the whole point.
The second one. Ask yourself, will this matter in a week? Genuinely ask it, out loud. Almost every single thing we overthink is a thing nobody will remember in 7 days.
The third one is physical, and it works far better than it should. When you notice you're stuck in your head, stand up, move your body, walk to another room, or go outside for 2 minutes. You genuinely cannot spiral as easily while you're walking.
And the fourth. Say the worry out loud. To a friend, or just to yourself in the kitchen. Because a worry that lives only inside your head can grow forever. But the moment you say it out loud, you hear how small it actually is.
That one is my favorite. And for everybody learning English with us, it's practice as well. Say it in English. I'm overthinking this. I'm second-guessing myself again. Say it out loud and watch it shrink.
And the last one, which is really the whole lesson. Send the message. Whatever your version of the message is, send it slightly imperfect. Done is better than perfect, because perfect doesn't arrive.
Perfect doesn't arrive. So, should we go through these words properly? Because there are 3 genuinely useful ones in here.
Let's do it. Nice and slow. First, to overthink. To overthink means to think about something far too much, long after the thinking has stopped being useful. Say it slowly with us. Overthink. Overthink. And once more, overthink.
And in a real sentence, sorry, I'm overthinking this. It's probably fine.
And here's the upgrade. Instead of saying, I'm worried, say, I'm overthinking it. It's far more precise. Worried is about the future. Overthinking is what your brain is doing right now, and everybody recognizes it instantly.
Next, to second guess yourself. To second guess yourself means you make a decision and then you doubt it again and again. Say it slowly with us. Second guess. Second guess. Once more. Second guess.
In a real sentence, I keep second-guessing myself, so I never actually decide anything.
And the upgrade. Instead of saying, I wasn't sure, say, I second-guessed myself. One of those sounds like the situation was unclear. The other one is honest about what actually happened. And honesty is where change starts.
And the last one, the worst-case scenario. The worst-case scenario is the very worst thing that could possibly happen. Say it slowly with us. Worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. Once more. Worst case scenario.
In a real sentence, she didn't reply, and I went straight to the worst case scenario.
And this upgrade is the big one. Instead of saying, I imagined something bad, say, I went straight to the worst case scenario. It names exactly what your brain did, and once you can name it, you can catch it.
So let's say a few of these out loud together. Nobody is listening. Try this one. I'm overthinking this. Good.
Now the honest one. I keep second-guessing myself. And once more, perfect.
And now the one that protects you. I went straight to the worst case scenario. Beautiful. Because the moment you can say that sentence, you have already stepped outside the loop.
And here is your challenge. It's two things at once, because that's how we do things here.
The first part. Think of the message you haven't sent, the one you've been rewriting in your head. You know exactly which one it is. Send it, slightly imperfect, today.
And the second part. Use one of today's phrases out loud in real life. I'm overthinking this. Or, I went straight to the worst case scenario. Say it to a friend. Say it in the kitchen, on your own. Just say it once.
And then come and tell us in the comments. Did you send it? What happened? We read every single one. And honestly, somebody else reading your comment is going to find the courage to send theirs.
So here's our question for you. What's the message you haven't sent? And what are you actually afraid of?
And I suspect you thought of it immediately.
And if this one helped, a like, a subscribe, or sending it to the friend who overthinks everything, it genuinely helps more learners find us.
And thank you for spending this time with us. You just listened to a whole conversation in English, right through to the end. That's real practice. Feel good about that.
And there'll be a new conversation waiting for you here soon. So, until then, keep going, keep speaking, and go easy on yourself.
That's all from us today. I'm Emma.
And I'm Alex. See you in the next one. Bye for now.